Okay, I'm live.
Okay.
Hello, 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 everybody. As you come in, please share the live out. Please. I think it's over there, love. I think it's over there.
No, over there. It's up here a little bit.
Hi, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I set it down. Now I get running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Come on in, everybody. Share the live
It
out.
wasn't in a folder or nothing, was it?
Yeah. No, I just had it. It was over there. You didn't throw it away, did you?
I throw nothing away over there.
All right. Come on in, come on in, come on in, everybody. I'm just getting, yeah. Thank you. Y'all know you're busy when your paperwork and everything is sitting next to your bed, right? Come on in, everybody. Sit down, lie down, or squat down. I don't care. Get comfy. We have got a super important case tonight. Not that when I say that, I don't mean it that, nobody else's case is important, but this case is super important tonight. No Elvis, y'all, but camping. We're going to give a few minutes for people to let people know that they are in there. Y'all, we're going to be having family tonight with us. You'll be able to talk to them, ask them questions, whatever you need. Hi, Misty. Thank you for coming in. Y'all, little announcement before I start adding the family in. I'm sure the family's watching. So, family, y'all got a few minutes. But I just wanted to let everybody know that we have a new member of the Jacqueline Cary's team, Miss Misty Franklin here. She has been following us for a long, long time and very helpful. And she's agreed to join us and help out right now. And then as soon as some stuff comes in that we're looking for, she'll be coming with us full time. I'm really, really, really happy about that because She's just amazing.
Then we need help.
And we need help. Getting an error in the web browser. Let me see here real quick.
Oh no.
Let me see if it'll let me add them this way. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Well, that would be because I sent you the wrong invite, my dear. So let me send it over here to um let me give you the new one. I am sorry, Vicky. But I am so much happier that um we have this new stuff because it's a lot easier to use than before. All right. It's coming right over. Okay. That should work. I picked the wrong one. uh, y'all know I'm not techie. And look, but uh, thank goodness our techie son, who is a JC Cares team member, um, helped me set up a new software off of Facebook where we could stop having the issue with, you know, not being able to get guests in. Hi, Sean. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. This is a really, really interesting situation. We need all the help that we can get, all the eyeballs that we can get, so that we can make sure that we get this young lady's information out there and get her found. We'll have to find her right away. This will be the hi, Sean, and hi, the other Sean. I got two Seans in here. When you come in here, if you tag other people, it brings them in right away. Um, so that would be good. Hi, Nicole. I'm starting to see family members of Jacqueline come in, which is wonderful. And we're going to have quite a group of folks in here tonight. We're going to have Jacqueline's mother. We're going to have, I think, 4, maybe 5 of her siblings with us tonight. Um, this girl is super, 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 super loved. Super loved. And Yeah, we got to find her as quickly as possible. So I'm just going to give a few minutes for everybody to message folks and let them know and get them in here. And I'll take care of some technicalities first. So Misty Franklin is going to be joining JC Cares. I think I said that already. And we're so excited about that because we really need her. And she's very, very good. And she's already pretty dedicated to JC Cares and Ace of Smiles. And we just love her and adore her and appreciate her and all that she does. So she's coming aboard as a volunteer right now, but I'm looking to um, put her, as on payroll as a paid employee as soon as I can, and that'll be good. So we're working on that. Let me say that I would like to thank Miss Claiborne for. Is this one yours? Yes. Why is it? All parties are considered innocent unless found guilty in a court of law. Do I have it backwards? Is this one not mine? This is the one Sean sent me. Hi, Renee. Hi, Vicky. I see you ladies down there. Okay. So, be adding you in just a minute, ladies. I see you as you're coming in. Um, so this is the case of Jacqueline Cary, from Port Angeles, Washington, y'all, and she has been missing now, I think, about 6 or 7 weeks. We'll get to the bottom of all that exactly. It's kind of up in the air. Depends on who you're talking to, right? Same story. Um, but the missing persons report was filed on the 10th of October. So family's going to be coming in and we're going to be looking. And if one of you ladies could drop a uh, clear, vivid picture of Jackie in the comments, that would be great. That way I can make sure that everybody can see what she looks like right now. I'll be doing her flyer and putting a flyer out from us. I've already done press release in Washington State as well as in California, which was the last place we know her to be, depending on who you talk to, right? Okay, so let me see. The crowd is coming. Come on in, y'all. Come on in, have a seat.
Someone says she don't think photos are allowed in live, but she's not sure.
She don't think what?
Photos are allowed in live, but not sure.
Okay, that's all right. We'll be talking about her and then we'll get one up. Thank you, Sean. Are you using the rear camera now? Yes, Sean. That's what happened because I had to completely change out because today when I got started, the little hoop-de-doo connector thingy burn out that connects everything together, right? So, and then of course, nobody could join the live still. I don't know why, but I got new streaming software, so yay. Um, so this is as good as it's gonna get.
Charlene says she can't add images.
Okay. Thank you, Charlene. Hi. There is so many young ladies in this family, let me tell you. And I want to also let everybody know that Vicky is Jackie's twin sister. Okay, y'all. So you know how that goes when you have a twin. That just makes it even more difficult on the twin. So okay, let's see. I am going to bring in Vicky right now. There she is. Hi,
Hi.
Vicky. How are you?
I'm all right.
Okay. Okay. You're hanging in there.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I'm going to bring in Vernay as well. Hi, Vernay.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, these are two of Jacqueline's sisters. Vicky is her twin, and Vernay is another sister. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope that this will lead to us finding your sister.
Yeah.
Um, in the past, it has spurred a lot of information, and we've been able to find people. So I'm hoping that this will definitely get this kicked off. Okay. So first, let's start with like the small things. How old is Jackie?
We're 33.
33. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Twins. You're both 33.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's 5'2", 115 pounds. So she's just a little petite thing, right?
Yeah, she's pretty small.
Yeah, yeah, just a little thing. Brown eyes, y'all. Brown hair. Does she dye her hair?
No.
No,
Okay. So brown hair. Um, very pretty lady. And y'all will see that when I put up the pictures afterwards. There will be a bunch of pictures of her. Okay, so here's kind of the gist of what's happening, and as we go along, I'll be asking the sisters questions, and we'll kind of go from there, um, and try to get this whole thing out here. Y'all don't feel pressured to hurry or be in a rush. This is your forum to get your information out about your loved one. So you take your time and get out everything that you want to get out there that you want public, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so don't feel nervous or feel like you have to rush or anything like that. Um, y'all are okay, okay? So, okay. So back in August, right? August?
Yeah.
Okay. Back in August is they, uh, when Jackie and her friend decided that they were going to take a trip to California. Now, I know exactly where this trip was supposed to be at because y'all know I grew up in California. So I know exactly where this took place. And there's a lot of, I have a lot of questions, a lot, because it doesn't make sense. The story doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up, and it keeps changing. So something's not right. And so we want to get as much of this information out there as we can to see if we could track her out. The last place we were told that she was seen was in Pacoima, California, off of Laurel Canyon Road and Van Nuys. So Van Nuys Boulevard and Laurel Canyon Road. There's a McDonald's there, and supposedly last time she was seen was in that parking lot of the McDonald's in Pacoima. So any of my friends out there that are near there, keep that in mind, please, because I need you on this. All right. So that was the last place supposedly she was seen. And was it your understanding, girls, that uh, there was like some kind of little group or something in the back parking lot or something of this McDonald's? Was that kind of your
No. I
okay?
as far as I know, it was those two, and they'd slept in the car of his. I guess
Okay.
they'd stayed
So
in the park.
okay. So she left the state with her friend Kevin. Again, let me say and reiterate that all parties are considered innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. It's backwards, I know, but you know what I'm saying. Um, Last minute equipment switch made it backwards. So, and they were in a Chrysler 300. Do you know what color?
Black.
Um, Black.
Black. Okay, a black Chrysler 300. Um, and so the friend Kevin says that they went to this McDonald's parking lot, or they were sleeping in this McDonald's parking lot, and they got into a fight, and the fight escalated, and he just drove off and left her there. That's basically the gist of what he says, correct?
Yeah.
But the story keeps changing. At least all the information I've seen shows that the story keeps changing about the events leading up to and during this fight and where your sister went, correct?
Right.
Okay. So she had a phone, but that phone was not registered to her. It was
Yeah.
registered to somebody else. Do we know where she got that phone from?
No, it's
No.
not the normal phone that she has used for a long time.
It's not?
No.
Okay. Do you know when she got that number?
No, I got a text message from her on August 27th from the phone. And she just said, "Hi V, it's me, Jay."
Oh, and that was the first time that you ever saw her with that number?
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
Has anybody, Alexa, stop. Has anybody else um, had any messages from her prior to that on that number?
I hadn't know.
Okay. Renee, you haven't either?
No, I have not.
Okay. So now, Renee, you're in California, correct?
Yeah, the San
Okay.
Diego area.
San Diego. So you know where Pacoima is then.
Correct.
Right. Okay. If your sister was stranded at McDonald's in Pacoima, she would call you, wouldn't she?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
And would you take a collect call? She called you collect?
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Right.
Or
What?
Messenger or or Snapchat, whatever social media
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
accepted.
Yeah.
would've-
I mean, especially if you're in a McDonald's parking lot, right? Because McDonald's has
Yeah,
free
free
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So you're
And
not going to have trouble.
And she's street smart. She knows that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about a couple things about Jackie that I want to kind of get out there real quick. Jackie has an addiction problem, not unlike half of the nation anymore. I mean, it's become such a prevalent thing, and and the victims that fall to those addictions, my heart goes out to them because some people can easily walk away from the addictions, and some people can't, and it takes many, many tries. Some people never are able to. I know people I grew up with who are still doing the same things that they were doing back when we were kids. They just cannot walk away from it. Um, but that doesn't change anything about who Jackie is as a person.
That's right.
She is a daughter. She's a mother to two beautiful kids, too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's a mother, she's a sister, she's an aunt, she's, a granddaughter. She's all of these things. She is a human being first and foremost. And that is the most important thing that I really need to get out there to everybody is that this is a human being, a woman who went on a trip to Southern California with a friend and disappeared off the face of the earth. And nobody knows where she's at. All we have is what he says supposedly happened. And it just doesn't make sense at all. So before we get, thinking to ourselves, well, she was, having addiction problems or who knows or whatever. No, that's not the case here. What happened is that she went with him willingly. And I think that uh, probably for that reason, who knows? And something happened to her, and we're not getting the straight story of what happened. So we're going to figure it out ourselves, right? That's what we're going to do. So okay, so she went down there with him to Pacoima, supposedly to go to the Santa Monica Pier. Now, any of my friends, y'all know Santa Monica Pier was the place back in our heyday, back when we were youngsters and we were going to the beach, Huntington Beach, Seal Beach, what have you. But if you're going to go sightseeing and you're from Washington and you're going to go to the beach, there is so much pretty coast to see all the way down the coast, the West Coast, that you don't necessarily need um, to go all the way to the Santa Monica Pier, which is outdated and it has ran its course of, being a popular place to go. So that kind of struck me as odd from the beginning when um, Vicky and Nicole told me that that's where they were going. I was like, why? It's a long way to drive to go to that pier. But, it doesn't make sense. So, in my opinion, they were going there for some other reason.
Mhm.
Now, what happened when they got there, I don't know. But whatever happened, he knows. And so let's go over what he is saying has happened. And Vicky, just take your time, honey. I know that you are upset.
Okay.
So just take your time as we're talking about this. When you see me look down, it's because I'm going through files
Mm-hmm.
or I'm going through, different things, information that I have already come up with myself. So I just want to make sure that I always have everything. Um, okay, so let's see. Okay. So when they left there, they were headed down to California, and then you heard from Jackie when? What day?
It was the 27th, August 27th.
August 27th. And it was through a text message from that strange phone number, right?
Right.
So we don't really know for sure that it was her.
So I believe it was her because she said, "Hey V, it's me, Jay."
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of something that only our family knows that we call each other. So it just wouldn't necessarily be. I don't
Would
think.
that be true though? I mean, if she was having conversation with Kevin
Mm-hmm.
and said, my sister V or what have you, I mean, when she refers to you, she refers to
Yeah,
you as
we're just
V,
talking.
right?
Yeah, it's usually if we're just talking to each other, but it didn't say anything really. It just said, "Hey V, it's me, Jack. I don't." And then I text back and said, "Hey Jay, you don't what?" and then nothing. And then August 29th, I just got 2 words that said Yabby ? And that was it. So it wasn't any type of conversation at all.
Mm-hmm. Right. And when you try to call the phone now, what happens?
It just goes to a voicemail that says Mikey, and the voicemail's full. And
Mm-hmm.
I tried calling it plenty of times, and it's just always off. It wasn't always off, and now it's just off, voicemail's full.
Okay.
It used to, but not now.
Right. So what phone was she using prior to that phone? Do you know?
She had her own phone. She
Mm-hmm.
hasn't used it for months, but she had her own phone from her daughter's dad that she was on a plan with. So she actually had her own phone
Right.
for a
And
long.
so she could use it when she had Wi-Fi.
Um, if she still had it, I don't know, because since it's not uncommon for me not to be able to get a hold of her, because when she's in addiction, when she is in addiction, she doesn't really contact me that much. When I do talk to her, I talk to her like on our birthday, and I tried like heck to get a hold of her. And when I finally reached her, she just said like it's hard to talk to you because she's struggling.
Right.
So she doesn't
Right.
like to talk to me when she's struggling with her addiction.
Right. And that's not uncommon.
Right, I
That
know.
it's
My
really not.
Yeah,
So don't take that personally because that's
I know
not uncommon.
how much my sister loves me without a doubt. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, and the thing is especially being a twin, she knows that you know,
right,
you know. So when she's not normal, if you will, she knows that you know.
right,
So, I mean, that's just a given with twins. You guys have that, you know,
yeah.
feeling for each
Twin
other, you know.
intuition.
Right, right. So, okay. So, prior to that, she had her own phone, but she didn't really reach out a whole lot. But she was on her social media, right?
Yeah, she always likes, even though she doesn't communicate with us verbally, she always likes our posts. She's always keeping up with what we post, always loving it, always liking it. So that, I mean, up until June, July, like she was active on her social media. Like she always
Right,
likes, she always, you know,
right.
talk to
Which leads me to believe that she probably still had her old phone.
me.
And whenever she was somewhere where she had internet access, she could still get online.
Right.
And because I just bought a new phone, and my old phone I can still go online on the Wi-Fi, but of course the phone's turned off. But with Wi-Fi I can still go on Facebook and all that stuff. So that's probably what she was doing. So, but ever since August, her whole complete like social media stuff and all that has stopped, right?
Right. I haven't heard any person since she went on this trip. I've heard no contact from anybody, and we come from a very small town, a very tight knit community. Everybody we went to school with knows somebody that has seen her, talked to her, even her friends or the people she associates with. I can call one person and say, "Has anybody seen my sister?" And I'll get a response in half an hour. Yep. Like, I just contacted so and so and she's over at whoever's house. Or we just saw her yesterday. I just saw her at Safeway. It's been nothing. Like,
Right. Now, what is your understanding of the relationship between your sister and this Kevin?
well, he has said that, um, like, it wasn't a serious relationship, but it was kind of starting out as one, and they were gonna be exclusive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's true?
Um, I don't know if it was just circumstantial due to the lifestyle, but I yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so, okay, so he says there was some kind of relationship going on between them,
Mm-mm.
and so I would like to say right now while we're here that I invite Kevin to come on here with me anytime he'd like to. You can reach me through my inbox and interview with me. I would, love to be able to talk to you, Kevin, and get your side of the story of what happened and where you guys were and what, took place according, to you. And so, I want to give you that option if you would like to do so. If not, that's okay too. Um, but I feel like, if there's nothing to hide, then why not? If it's going to help find Jackie, right? So I would, again, if you're listening and when this video gets around to you, because it will, um, I invite you to send me a message in my inbox and we can schedule an interview and I'll interview you just by yourself or however you want to do it or with the family, whatever you want to do. Um, I would assume if, you guys were headed to having this, in-depth relationship that you would, um, want to find her just as bad as the family does and that you would be willing to do so. So I invite you to message me and let me know. So, okay. Uh, until then, there's nothing that I can really say about you, Kevin, um, until you come and give your side of the story. All I can do is look at the evidence that I have and be like, okay, something's weird. So, okay. So, did your sister have to take any medications or anything?
No.
Okay. She didn't have any health issues besides the addiction issue?
Yeah, that was it. No other health issues.
Okay. And her two children, without saying their names, how old are they?
3 and 7.
3 and 7. So we would have to assume that she just walked away from them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. So all right. So they go down there. And what did Kevin tell you transpired while they were there in Pacoima? What did they do from the start? Like, let me add Nicole real quick. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Okay. Look, just take your time. Don't feel, like you have to hurry. This is your guys's forum to get, your story out there about your sister, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So don't feel like
I'll tell
you
you
guys
to
have to
stop
rush.
laughing.
Huh?
Oh, I was talking to my daughter.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I mean, I created this page after the whole Gabby Petito. I already had JC Cares, but I created this page after the whole Gabby Petito thing happened because I felt like every family needed a forum to be able to get this out there and be able to tell their story and find their loved ones and be able to have time, not just 30 seconds on the news. So take your time and get out there what you want to get out there. If I miss something, throw it at me and let me know. Okay, so tell me, what did he say they did when they first got there? I know we saw a picture of them going over the grapevine. I'm very familiar with the grapevine because
Well,
I was,
well, that picture, she's not married at all.
she what?
I said
She's not.
in his
Yeah.
picture, he's not. He doesn't even indicate he's with anybody.
Right. So he shows a picture of him going over the grapevine, and I am very familiar with the grapevine. That is the grapevine
Yeah.
that he's traveling on. So I'm familiar with that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's nothing in it that shows, that she's there with them, um, or what
I've
have you.
re I've
Right.
reached out to Kevin. I've messaged him a few times to try and get his side of the story of like, hey, where's my sister? And I asked him like, when did you guys what were the dates that you guys were down in California? And he said from the 25th to the 29th. I don't know. I believe I would have to look
That
at my messages, but I'm pretty sure those are the dates he gave me. And he said, I believe he said they were at the Santa Monica Pier on the 27th, and that Jackie pushed him to the pier on a wheelchair that she took because he couldn't walk in the sand. Um, what else has he said? He said that they stayed in a motel somewhere in California, and I asked him for the dates and times, and he hasn't given those.
Okay.
Um,
Take your time.
he
Take
just
your
he just indicated that it's on his Google Maps, because if you're signed into Google, it tracks your whole route.
and I asked him today because he had posted that he would let us see the messages between them two, and he won't. And also he told everybody on Facebook, he posted it, that he would see a detective on Friday, and he hasn't.
Okay. And have you spoke with the detectives?
I haven't.
I've just been email contact. I've just sent emails with information regarding her.
Okay. Okay. First of all, to get to the pier at Santa Monica, you don't walk through the sand. Okay. And when you get to the pier in Santa Monica, I mean, you come right off of all the different parking lots and everything else. You don't have to make a trek through the sand to get to the pier. Okay.
Yeah, I
And
have
that's
no
for
idea.
a
I've never
reason.
been there.
It's for a reason. It's, handicap accessible.
Yeah.
Um, so, if you want to go in the water, of course, you got to trek through the sand. But any of the piers, they come right to the sidewalk, parking lot areas, and stuff like that. You don't got to trek through 3 miles of sand to get to the pier. And second of all, even if you did have to, you're not going to push a wheelchair through sand.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense to me at all that he said that. So I would challenge him to have a explanation for me of why, or the family of why he would say that, because that's just not true.
Yeah.
Okay. So he said they went to the Santa Monica Pier. Do we have any pictures of them together at the pier?
Not together, but there's a picture of Jackie at the pier, and then there's also a picture of Kevin and his dog uh, at the pier. Well, yeah, in the
The,
sand and the water.
Okay.
Separately, not together. I haven't seen any pictures of them together.
Okay. And so you can tell by looking at the pictures that that it's the same pier.
I haven't looked into it that deep, so I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah, those are
I
pictures that I would love to have.
yeah, I know hers is definitely the Ferris wheel and the coffee bean shop,
Okay. All right.
and I
Yeah.
know is with the dog. I can't by memory of what's behind him.
Right. Yeah. See, with the pier goes out, but everything coming up to like the pier and stuff. There's shops. There's all kinds of different things.
Yeah.
And then you go up like a flight of stairs or a ramp, and you're on the pier. You're right there. So I mean, uh, unless they tore that pier down and built a new one, since I was there 2 years ago. Uh, there's no sand to go trekking through. So
Yeah.
we already know, cross that off your list. That's not true.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, would she be pushing him on the pier? Yeah, yeah, she could be pushing him on the pier. So, that would make sense. But I mean, there's no reason why she would have to push him through sand, or why she would have to push him in a wheelchair because there's sand.
Yeah.
What is his reasons for having to have a wheelchair?
That I don't know. And I'm on my phone, so I can't get in all of my messages and see exactly what he had messaged me.
I know
Okay.
there's a mobility sticker on the dashboard in his car, so I don't know if it's due to that
Right, right.
or
Yeah.
far. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he may have some sort of, issue like that, and uh, so that's fine. But okay, so he said they went to the pier. Where else did they go?
The only places he says that they went is there, and then that McDonald's. That's all he's saying.
And a motel
Oh,
stayed at, and
yeah, he said they stayed at a hotel, but he just messaged me that today. Um, Also a 99-cent store he mentioned
that they free frequented
while
at
they
the
were there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Good to know. Okay, so what motel did they stay at?
we
He
don't know.
hasn't answered that. I asked him what date they stayed at the motel, around what time did they check in, and he hasn't answered that question.
Hmm.
And I commented asking on the 29th what time did this happen and take place? Like what time? And I did it right underneath his comment. Say on the 29th, what time did this happen? So we can tell them what time so we can get the surveillance, look at footage. And I have
Uh-huh.
a reply.
Mm-hmm. And he hasn't replied to that?
No.
Really?
And he also said he would give us the screenshots of their argument that they had on the 29th, and that he had left and then he went back to get her, and then supposedly she wasn't there. She had left with someone else, he said, but he won't send us those screenshots. Like he said he would cooperate with us and help us any way he can, but he's avoiding giving us those things.
And it's not the messages from the day that it happened.
No, he like sent us some message from
The
in,
30th,
in the beginning, end of August, beginning of September,
yeah,
which,
30th and 31st.
and just something from her, nothing from him.
Yeah.
Something
Supposedly
from
from
her
her,
saying what?
just things to hurt his feelings, he said. I
Mm-hmm.
would have to pull him up.
It's kind
Yeah.
of hard to translate what,
I know.
like, I read it and it's almost her saying, like, I found somebody fun and this is what I'm doing. Like throwing something in his face. But if you read the messages, like explicit in a way, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't make sense. When you read it, it doesn't flow. It doesn't even, like, he translated what the message meant. He said, "Oh, by saying this is what she was saying."
Uh-huh. Well, first and foremost, what we need to make everybody aware of is that um, that phone is not hers.
No. And we don't
And
know who's messaging on the other end of it.
right. And
Hmm.
I do know that the phone belongs to a friend of Kevin's.
Yeah.
And so that's why when you call it, the voicemail picks up and says, "This is Mikey." And so, Mike, if you're out there and you see this and this gets to you, I again invite you to join us and or join me, inbox me if you want to talk to me. But I don't know if you're tied to something you don't want to be tied to, but we do know that the phone belongs to you. So it's not very hard to figure that out. And this young lady is missing and supposedly is using your phone. So I would like to know how she got that phone, number one. And number two, why she would be even using your phone for anything. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So, especially if she's got a so called boyfriend who has a phone, why wouldn't she use his phone to send y'all messages? You know? Doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, there's something wrong. Okay, so let's go to the day of the fight.
Mhm.
Who would like to tell me what took place during the fight?
All we know is what Kevin has said, what he has messaged us. He, um, I would have to back out, or let me see if I can open my messages.
It still has you in here. It just doesn't show your picture, but you're still in here, Nicole.
Okay.
So you can tell us what he said to you. Again, what he said.
I think that was, I'm going to have to look in my pictures.
Okay. Take your time, honey. There's no rush. Just so you all know, some of my
Okay.
team members are here in the background. And so what they do when I'm interviewing is they'll point things out to me. Charlene, I see what you just.
On Tuesday, I believe it was Tuesday, he posted in on one my sister Amanda's post where she shared that my sister's missing, that Jackie's missing. He posted, if anyone has any questions for me at all you have to do is ask, and I will tell you everything about her last known whereabouts and communication between her and I after we parted ways. Everyone can take note. I cared about Jackie very much, and I hope all is well as anyone else does, that she can be located. Not because of law enforcement involvement, because I have nothing to fear from them, because I had no involvement in whatever or wherever she is, except for the fact that I drove her to California on a super fun trip until Jackie decided to get out of my car and part ways. It was her choice to do so. I was trying to convince her to get back in my car. She texted me after we parted ways and told me to come back to where she got out. I couldn't find her when I did. It was heart wrenching to have to start the drive north without her, and did have brief text interchange after I started north towards home. It it wasn't a friendly conversation, but I was glad to hear from her nonetheless. If anyone wants to talk to me and ask me questions, I'm more than willing to do so. But if you're going to be aggressive and start accusing me of anything or insinuating that I did anything negative towards Jackie, we will no longer speak. For us to cooperate in finding her, we have to work as a team. I'm an open book. Come read me. And then he's posted, I have arranged to speak with the sheriff, Amy something or other, I think was her name, on Friday when she comes back from her days off. That was the first post he did. And then he posted To Misty, Lindy, she wasn't left anywhere. She jumped out of my car, then was trying to hurt my feelings by sending some graphic messages about what she was doing. I will share with the family those messages. She got out of my car in
Pacoima.
Pacoima, California, in LA County at McDonald's on Van Nuys and Laurel Canyon. That is where she jumped out of my car. We were having a great time at the Santa Monica Pier, as you can see from the pictures. I have more pictures on my phone. All of those pictures were taken on my phone. I thought it strange that she all of the sudden wanted to send them to her phone. I think that is when her plan to split ways was forming. That's let me see. There's more too.
If I comment in the chat, like if I chat for studio, will it show up with everybody else on here? I guess I'll just try.
And then here's another one he posted to my daughter, Desiree. He said, she started this by getting out of my car and assaulting me while doing it. Something you should know. This was on Wednesday. Something you should know, while I was backing away from her, she threw a pocket knife at me through the window and hit me in the head with it. This was my last contact and time seeing her. He said, oh, I'm just reading this and it just hit me. He said, that was my last contact and time seeing her. She was mad at me, and I will share that with family, not in public, because I don't want her seen in a bad light.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. That's a whole lot of who shot John. I have gotten numerous messages already and phone calls stating that Jackie's not the first person who's went on trips with him, similar trips to the same places. One lady that I spoke with, it took her a while to rescue her loved one from a relationship with him. And that relationship took her loved one to, I think it was like 4 different states. All in search of how do I want to put it? According to the person that I spoke with, all in search of drugs. Whether that's true or not, or I don't know. But that particular person felt compelled to reach out to me and tell me about their situation, and also has exclaimed, and let me say again, for legal purposes, all parties are considered innocent until they are proven guilty in a court of law. I can only report on what I'm told, and according to her, he was violent and just not a good guy. And so that's concerning that and she's not the only one that's contacted me. So it's concerning because right away you're going, okay, so where is she? He took her on the same kind of run. They didn't go all that way to go to Santa Monica Pier, right? Come on.
You guys get out of the...
We pretty much know that. So Um, and you know the way it seems is like they didn't have a lot of
I
money,
can't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I mean, he said they stayed in their car.
Right.
Why? They didn't have any money, so I mean that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Okay, so he says they got in a fight. She got out. She threw a pocket knife at him, hit him in the head. He left, and then he says that he went back to get her and she wasn't there. Correct? Okay. Hi, Chantel. Um, and Charlene. Okay, so um,
Sorry, will you repeat that again? I was just messaging somebody. Will you
that's
repeat?
okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I was saying that so the gist of his story is that they got in a fight. Uh, she threw a pocket knife at him, hit him in the head,
She
and
was.
he left her there.
Yeah.
Right. Now, what was his story about? Something about uh, her meeting up with somebody else.
That the story. I'll read it. I'll try to read it verbatim, but uh, to summarize it, it's. I feel like it's starting to construe, like mix together. Nikki, you have to help me with this one. But she texted him back at one point and said, "Come back and get her." And I don't know
Mm-hmm.
where the story changes or not, but he said she texted her. She texted him to come back and get her, and then he went back to get her, but then she texted him and said that she met somebody. She was with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And basically that's where she was texting him to hurt his feelings, I guess. Is from what I can gather.
And she was texting him from the
Then
phone number that belongs to his friend.
yeah.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, what's starting to happen is the stories are starting to overlap each other, and that's not a good thing, Kevin. So you might want to really reach out to law enforcement or me um, right away because you're painting yourself into a corner. Although I say, all parties are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and that is true, um, you're painting yourself into a corner. So when you see this, you really need to cooperate with law enforcement and get your story over to them so that they can, find out what really took place. Because
Right.
it can't be exactly the way you're saying. Yes, Alan, I agree. So yeah, and where are all the pics? I mean, we got one pic of her on the pier. Do we have any more pictures of her on the trip?
No.
None.
No. And we didn't get the only person that got that picture was my mom. And she got it sent to her from Jackie's Facebook Messenger account on September 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom sent me the picture of the conversation earlier. At first, she thought the conversation had been deleted, but she actually was wrong on it being deleted. She sent me a picture of it. They just sent the pic. It was, I'm saying they, but Jackie's Facebook Messenger sent the picture of her at the beach with the pier in the background, and it didn't say anything. It was just a picture. And my mom's like, "Hey, it looks like fun," trying to talk and there's nothing else. She asked about 5 separate questions and there's no response whatsoever. Just a picture of her at the pier. So is that really contact from Jackie, or the last time she sent or was trying to contact? And I would say I can't really say that's Jackie that sent that picture.
Yeah.
To say something else is odd.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Somewhere along the road, there's supposedly somebody else that was with them.
Yeah.
Who?
The Facebook post said that this guy named Wade and his dog Wade, and then Wade got fed up with Jackie and left and took a bus with him and his dog home.
Okay, what kind of dog?
I don't know.
Who owns the pit bull?
From what I see, Kevin owns the pit bull. That's what is in the pictures of his like profile picture.
Right. Was that the dog that went on the bus, or?
There was 2 dogs with him, I guess. So Wade had his dog, and also Kevin's dog went. So it's supposed to be Kevin, Jackie, 2 dogs, and the Wade guy. And somebody just said his name's Wade Darrell.
Wade Darrell. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so she had Albert. Albert, if you're still on here, I would like to speak with you at some point. Maybe you could inbox me your phone number if you'd be interested in talking to me. I would really appreciate it.
Oh,
Okay. So,
correction.
sorry.
The last name's Darrow.
Okay. So, what was it again?
I'm being told it's Wade Darrow.
Wade Darrell.
And it was the reason why he was taking the bus back is because supposedly Jackie was freaking out on Kevin. So Wade took the bus home from Santa Monica with his dog.
That's not what happened. We'll discuss that later. Okay. So,
Is it getting dark?
you do. Albert, I would love to have a conversation with you after the live is over. Would you be up for that? She didn't have a credit or debit card, Sean, but she had a food stamp card.
And also, he said a prepaid debit card.
Who did?
That's what Kevin told my sister in one of her messages. My sister Nicole is that he had a prepaid debit card, I believe.
Okay. And she had a food stamps card. Have you contacted Department of Human Services?
No.
Okay. I'll reach out to them and see if we can see if she's been using her debit her food stamp card. They'll be able to see.
Yeah, I see it. That's what Misty also just said.
Yeah. So, okay, I will, Albert. Definitely. Thank you. Yeah, for sure, Misty, for sure. And we're going to do that. A prepaid debit card for what? I mean, where was she getting money from is my question. But yeah. So, okay. So when did he get back to Port Angeles?
I mean, he just said he was there 25th through the 29th. And like I said, he's not very like detailed when he
Right.
questions. It's not like I got back the 29th, like, late. Like it was 10 or 11. It's just very, very
Vague and ambiguous.
vague. Yes.
Right, right.
And it's like, yes,
Because
I understand you want to help her, so we need this very detailed information because it's very vital. So please
right,
give it to us.
right, right, exactly. And that's frustrating. It's
Very.
very frustrating. And if he's upset because there is speculation going on, he's causing the speculation himself. So that's why I'm saying, Kevin, when you see this, reach out to me and we can, sort through this together on a live and, talk about what took place, what happened, and you can tell your side of the story. Or
Junie, come here.
most importantly, you can reach out to law enforcement and, go in and talk to them. But if you're scared to do that and you don't want to do that, that's fine too. You can come talk to me. Or we could, you can call me at my 1-800 number. I have a missing persons organization, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop until I find her. So, in whatever capacity that will be, I will find her. So, it's probably in your best interest to reach out to me or, reach out to law enforcement, one of the two, because you're not, it's not going to go away. And you're not going to just all of a sudden not be someone that we need information from. You are a person of interest in this case. You were the last person with her. So when you show back up in town without her and nobody's hearing from her, none of her family, her children, no one, then you're bringing on the speculation yourself. Now, where's mom? Which one is mom? What's mom's name?
Also Jackie.
Okay. Is she in here?
I know she was tagged earlier. I'd have to message her on the other phone. Let's see. Oh, so she's watching.
Okay.
Mom,
Does she
comment.
want to come in and talk to us for a few minutes?
Let's see. I will send her the link here.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Charlene, that's not unusual. That's very common, unfortunately. Oh yeah, 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 I'll tell you anything you want to know, blah 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 blah. Well, what about this? I don't know. Or they just don't answer, or you know. But what happens is, sometimes people try to build this persona of it wasn't really that big of a deal. It wasn't, I didn't have anything to do with it. Let me make a page like I'm trying to find her, but I won't cooperate with anybody. I won't cooperate with the family. I won't cooperate with law enforcement. I won't cooperate with the missing persons organization that's working to find her. So, um, that's very common for people to do that when they feel like, uh, the focus is shifting to them. They'll go on the defensive and start to do things to try to create this persona that something else is actually going on that doesn't involve them.
The focus has to be on him.
Right.
Because
And that's what I said. He's doing it to himself.
you're the only one with answers. You're the only one who has any conversation with her. No one else has conversation since the day she left with you.
Yeah. But the thing is he's not the only one with answers.
Right. So our focus is not on you. We need your information so we can get the focus elsewhere to other people who have seen her or have other information other conversations, not just your own.
Right, right, exactly.
Or
And you always want to be first and foremost cooperative with the people who are working hard to find her. And like I said, if he's scared of the police, that's fine. I get it. Holler at me, and we'll talk. I'm not going to throw any cuffs on you. Uh, but call me and talk to me about, and let me just say my phone number right now is 1-800-545-9642. You can call me anytime, day or night, 24/7. I will answer. But call me, Kevin, and get your story out there. I don't I don't know why you wouldn't. I if it were me, I would be, talking to everybody that I could talk to and get the story out there. But I'll
well,
tell
from
you
he's
from
gonna
my
be able to go find
experience,
them. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
that's okay. From my experience, it's just people avoid reaching out if they've got something to hide. So if there's nothing to hide, then holler at me and we'll talk about it and see if we can't get her found. And then you won't have to worry about it. So let me see.
I'm trying to get her.
Okay, so last known location. And this is his words, y'all. This is his words. I am reading his words. Last known location in Pacoima, California, at the McDonald's on Van Nuys and Laurel Canyon Road on August 29th. He said Laurel Canyon, but it's Laurel Canyon Road. Same thing. On August 29th. That was the last known location. Okay. When was he back in Washington?
I don't have anybody with that information. Just from what he says of he went there from the 25th to the 29th.
Okay.
I personally did not even know and that she went to California until my mom received the pictures of her in Santa Monica.
Okay. Yeah, I just found something else that's but we'll talk about that later. Okay, so of course, there's always, everybody that's watching, there's always going to be little nuances that I have to be very careful not to put out publicly for investigative reasons. But I mean, as sure as I'm sitting here, he was in Seattle September 3rd or 6th. Okay, but Jeanette, do you know when he got back from California? Hi, Levon. Thank you for joining us. Does mom want to come on?
I tried sending it to her, but I know technology is not always her best friend. So
It's not mine either.
I'm trying to message her on here. Um, let's see.
She says she has to look and see when he got back. And that
Okay, so, but in this message, it's like, I'm reading a message right now where Wade tells him to have a safe trip.
Right.
I
We
thought
saw that.
Wade
We
went
saw
with
that.
him. I mean, really, Kevin? What is it? Did he go with you? He didn't go with you. Wade, if you're out there and you see this, I would welcome you to message me or call me at my 800 number because, it has been said that you were on this trip with these two. And if you were not, we need to know that. And, you want to be careful not to let somebody involve you in something you weren't involved in if you indeed were not. So I would say to you, um, reach out to law enforcement or myself and let me know what the real deal is because, you know, uh, we've got conflicting information going on here. Okay, so, all right, so the first picture that we have of the grapevine uh, is dated August 27th. That would be when they arrived. So the grapevine is, in between Bakersfield and Los Angeles, and it's about a 99-mile drive from Bakersfield down the I-5 corridor to LA County. And so, it's not very far, not very long. Um, when you're going through the grapevine, I can see that he's on the downgrade, um, and says that their next stop is the Santa Monica Pier. That was on the 27th. Um, but where where did they do all this stuff at? And in time for him to be back in Washington. And what was, I mean, look, I have driven when I moved to Northern California, Mount Shasta area. I have driven from there to Orange County. I don't know how many times in my life, y'all, but it's been many. And it's a good 10-hour drive, booking it. And I'm talking booking it. It's actually 612 miles from almost to the border of Oregon to Orange County. So to LA County, it's like 8 hours, 9 hours. So and that's and I drive. I get on it. So which would be why I have a couple speeding tickets. But anyways, so that's a big chunk of change just to get through California. Then you have Oregon and then into Washington. So you know, you got to stop for gas, you got to eat, you got to go to the bathroom. Um, tell me a better story than what you're telling, Kevin, because this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't ring true. Uh, well, maybe Albert, if you run across him or you know how to get a hold of him, maybe you could tell him. Um, he might want to know that, supposedly he was on a bus with a dog heading back to, Washington by himself. I would be interested to hear really what he has to say about whether he was with them or not. It's important, So you did. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, is mom still having difficulty getting in here?
It's saying she's on, but she's not responding. So I don't know. I don't know if she's just having too hard of it. It's too hard for her to come on here.
Mhm. Okay. And
But
did
she's
it,
not chatting either. She's not commenting. So I don't know if it says
right.
she's in the live or not.
They do allow dogs on buses, Sean, service dogs. And it's usually not pit bulls unless, for sure if they're a service dog because of the nature, even though, I think pit bulls get a bad rap. They're considered an aggressive breed. And, a lot of people are afraid of them, even though they probably shouldn't need to be. But, if I'm on a bus and somebody gets on the bus with a pit bull, I'm going to be like, I mean, people are going to be scared. So they're not going to allow a pit bull on a bus unless it's a service dog. So, um, yeah. And then plus two, for the same reasons that they have with, flights and everything else, allergies. People have allergies. And when you're in a bus and, you know, what have you, uh, allergies in an enclosed area would be an issue. So, yeah, I mean, they really prefer that it be service dogs. So, um, when you're on a plane, you can take animals that aren't service dogs, but they have to remain in their cages. And service dogs don't. So I know that because I have a service dog. So I'm pretty clear on what the rules are for service dogs. So yeah, I mean we're definitely going to find out. I've driven from Forks, where Wade lives, to Los Angeles. Takes 23 hours with P breaks. Port Angeles only a half hour, so it's a long drive. Yeah, yeah, it is. And so, I mean, essentially, we would have to believe that they drove down there. They got to California on the 27th. Um, they didn't sleep much. And they went to the pier. They
Well,
went to
there's
a hotel.
also. I want to interrupt you for a second. There's also an issue because he also says they went to Santa Monica Pier on the 26th. And I believe he left that comment on Jeanette's page. Or commented that on Jeanette that he went to the pier on the 26th. And Jeanette, if you have that or can confirm that for me, but I believe I saw that.
Yeah, that would be great. And I would love to have a copy of that as well, Jeanette. Okay. Um,
Yes. So Jeanette said yes.
okay.
And the Facebook post obviously said August 27th, next stop, Santa Monica Pier.
Yes, Tanya, we can see you, honey. You're here. We can see you well. Um, yeah, I would love to have a copy of that, please. Misty said how I thought he was broke. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to figure out is,
She's missing and he's having fun.
yeah, yeah. Here's the thing too. Uh, as Richard Hubby just said, that's my nickname for my husband. He's on our team, and he's always in the background of everything. Um, but he just pointed out, that like, he's going back, but he's acting like nothing happened, taking pictures and what have you or whatever. And I would think I would be extremely upset. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Because he took some of those pictures after they parted company, right?
Those were they're just his Google timeline pictures.
Google timeline. And then look, y'all, here's another thing. Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't broke, Albert. Yeah. Um, I agree with you. Uh, so, you know, here's the thing. He set up a lot of things to happen that a person wouldn't normally set up, um, unless they're trying to stage a timeline of events. You know, uh, if he's got Google Maps running on all these places that he went and has been, has he given those to you?
I think we've got like one he sent, or I got sent to me, was on September 3rd when said he tried saying, well, her mom got a message on the 6th of September from Jackie from, and I was at Emerald Queen Casino, and here's the picture of it on September 3rd.
Okay. So
And
he
so
was
he
already
has,
back.
it's like, I can't remember, it's on the map of the picture, but yeah, he was in a different, I believe Emerald Queen is in Washington.
That's what Jeanette
It's
said.
not in Port Angeles, but it's,
He was in Seattle.
back in Washington.
Casino.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me ask this question. Have you asked him for all of the Google Map photos?
No.
I mean, if he's got them, why don't he give them to you?
I'd have to go through, my sister's going to have to comment for what we have saved, because it's hard to go back and forth on here, but he's posted a couple, or he's sent a couple privately, but the only one that comes to mind right now is the one that he sent to Jeanette and she sent to me, and that's the Emerald Queen. But he says he has all of them, and he has everything mapped out on his timeline that he could produce, saying that it backs up everything he said, every place he went.
Okay, that's great. I'd love to see it.
Right.
Yeah. So, let him know that, JC Cares would love to have that information, so we can backtrack everywhere he went to see if maybe Jackie's in that area, or what have you. Um, yeah, exactly. And so I would really, Miranda, yes, it was Kevin's friend's phone. And so I'm wondering why and how, what happened, what took place where she ended up with that phone. She didn't end up with that phone. She never did. Um, I believe he's got that phone, not her. Um, how did he know that your mother got a text supposedly from your sister?
Because of social media, because it was on, the comments on feeds saying,
Okay.
when is the last believed contact with her? And I said, well, nobody saw her face to face or talked to her with her voice on the phone. That's just, if speculating, if somebody had that phone, then you could send a message. It's already logged into her social media, so I
Right.
can't really say that was my sister who sent it.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I would have to see something that uh, tells me for a fact that it's her, because I don't believe it.
Or
And
even by the conversation, if there was a
yeah,
conversation, but there wasn't a conversation, which even makes it more suspicious.
right, right. And I mean, he's really got to understand that she has this phone. She is street smart. He's saying she has this phone. She would use it to contact somebody. If he just left her there, she would use it. She would have went right in McDonald's and messaged somebody through Wi-Fi, um, or she would be posting stuff on her Facebook or what have you. She has Vernay. Vernay lives there in Southern California. If she was in trouble, she may reach out to Vernay. Um, I mean, she just has so many different things that she can do. And what friends does he have down there, Tanya? I'm sorry, I was reading that. No, they don't. They don't make sense. And so, that's an extremely difficult situation. So that's one of the things that we need to find out is when exactly he was in Washington. Does anybody know around that time? Let's see. What about his
Said he was dead September 3rd.
yeah, he was back before then though.
Oh.
Mhm. Let me see. Um so according to now sorry, I'm just reading some things that he wrote. Uh huh. This guy is and we were together on this trip. What did he say at that message when Jeanette asked him about the dog? It's kind of cut off for me. When Jeanette asked him about his dog and what he did with his dog, he said, "My dog went on." It's a message that Amanda got, or Amanda screenshotted, I should say.
I don't see that one. Let's see.
Amanda, are you in here? Oh, he understands, Miranda. He understands. Trust me. He understands.
Oh.
You only have you only have to be evasive like this if you're hiding something. It's how it looks to me. Again, I'll say all parties are considered innocent unless found guilty in a court of law, but I don't know people who lie for, when they don't have to. It doesn't make sense. So, right. Yeah, crazy. Homeless people they met down there. He said he left his. Wait a minute. He said he left his dog with homeless people? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think she's answering who are his friends down there, possibly.
Oh, okay.
Because in his post, he said that he's gonna go down there. He has a page that everybody seems to be looking for a bad person. I can't say certain words that he used, but and I'm gonna focus on finding Jackie. So I'm gonna go back to California, and while everybody seems to be looking at me, I'm gonna be going back and finding her, basically himself. He's going to go back to every place they visited, talk to all the homeless people they encountered, And because her family just is looking in the wrong place, basically. And that's on the
Right.
group that he created.
Oh, he's so ridiculous. Okay.
And a couple of us have commented. I just chose not to because I'm just not going to feed into it.
Yeah, yeah.
We do care. If I went on a trip, I'm definitely not going to leave somebody in a state just because we get in a fight, and I'm going to take their word. And we don't even know how long they were separated for until he said he went back to get her. These are the details of, that I mentioned that would be nice to know is, did you leave for 20 minutes? Did you leave for an hour? And even in 20 minutes or an hour, if your girlfriend meets another man and is trying to make you jealous, you're just going to take her word for it and leave? Because I know any friend of mine or a boyfriend is going to say, where are you at? I'm coming right now to get you, to see you. Are you crazy?
Right.
You are not going, I'm not leaving without you.
Exactly.
Instead of just, okay, I guess it seems like what she wanted.
Right.
That's
Right.
crazy to me. No,
Well,
that doesn't show, to me, that, in my opinion, I believe everybody has a right to their own opinion. But if you care for somebody so much and they mean so much to you, it would not be easy like that for anyone that cares for me to leave. In a different state
right.
with nowhere to go, no
Right.
resources, nobody. In the
Right.
middle of nowhere.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, okay? I believe the part of his story where he says they had a fight. I believe that. But I don't believe she got out of the car and just tootled off and was like, "See you later, Gator." That doesn't happen. Not in LA. Okay? Now, if they were in like Newport Beach or something and she was sick of him and said, "I'm out of here," that'd be different. But you don't just take off with no resources, no money, no nothing in the middle of, LA County and, not contact anybody. It just doesn't happen like that. So, um, it doesn't make sense. The story doesn't make sense at all. And some of the stuff I'm reading, um, I just it makes no sense to me. So, and when I was going through all this, I was like, uh, this is all just weird. I really want to know, Jeanette. Jeanette, are you still here? Jeanette, he responded to a comment that you posted where you asked him what he did with his dog. And the part of it I got, it said, my dog went on something and then it's cut off, so I couldn't see the rest. What did it say? Do you remember where he said the dog went? This is really important. I need to know this. How many followers does he have over on his new page? Do you know? Does anybody know how many followers he has over there?
I don't know how many followers. I just saw there was like 2 people who
Yes. Yes, Albert. That one. Yeah. No, Sherry, you don't.
yeah. That's my cousin Sheree.
Cherie?
Yeah.
Love that name, Cherie Desiree. That's pretty.
Mm.
Um, I agree with you totally, and that's why we're doing what we're doing right now. And just so everybody knows, this is going everywhere. This is not just streaming to Facebook. This is streaming to YouTube, Twitter, Tribal, Instagram, you name it, it's going. What's the name of the new page? My assistant, Misty Franklin, is my assistant, and she would like to know what the name of his page is.
I think it's Finding Jackie Cary.
Finding Jackie Cary. Okay.
And he's the creator.
And it says 57 members. Yeah. Yeah, check it out, Misty. Okay, sorry. Every time I do a live video, my nose starts running. I have no idea why, but it does every single time. It's crazy. But anyways, all right. So, let me ask you a couple more things real quick. And then we'll everybody that's got questions, please uh what's interesting is that he really goes on a tangent, if you will, to point out that she started a fight. She got out of the vehicle. She assaulted me. She did this. It's like he's building a story. Thank you, Carl. Amanda is trying to join. Oh, there she is. Hello, Amanda.
Misty Eden says, how do I email you?
Misty, you can email me at JC, like the letters J and C, cares 91 at gmail.com. That is our missing persons organization. For anybody that doesn't know, you can go on the website, jccaresusa.com, and you'll see part of my team there. Okay. Okay, thanks, Misty. Okay. He said both dogs went with him, him and a guy, and Jackie. I asked what he did with the dogs and how they all fit in the car, but he did tell me when I asked. He didn't tell me when I asked. So he didn't tell you. How did we get the friend went back on the bus? Who gave us that information?
He did.
He did.
Yeah. He added it on a comment somewhere saying that his friend Wade was with him, and Wade got so sick of Jackie that he took a bus home.
Thank you, Misty. Thank you. Y'all, anybody that wants to send me anything that you think is that I need, or even if you're not sure, just send it to my email. And Amanda, I have you. Show you in here, but I don't see your picture. Are you there, Amanda? Hello. Okay, so okay. So that's something that I need to check on, and I'm writing this down as we. Amanda,
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can
Okay.
hear you. Hi, Amanda.
Yay. Hello. I was on the phone also with Nicole. So she just hung up.
Okay.
So now we can hear each other.
Okay, good. What are you what is your relation? Are you one of the siblings?
Jackie is one of my she's my baby sisters.
She's your baby sister. Oh,
Yep,
I
her
am.
and Vic.
I feel very privileged to be speaking with you, to meet you. So thank you for
Well, thank you. I
joining us.
appreciate it.
You are so
Absolutely.
welcome. What would you like to tell me, and everybody?
Just that we just want to find her safe, bring her home. That's all we're after. We're not trying to get anybody in trouble. We're not trying for any of that. We just want our sister back home. We just lost our dad earlier this year, and it sent her on a spiral even worse.
I'm so sorry.
And
I'm sorry.
we need her home.
Okay. I'm so sorry to hear about you guys losing your dad. That's tough. I completely understand that. I lost both my parents in my 20s. So I totally get that. I can't, however, begin to understand how you feel about your sister. But I don't, have any of my siblings missing, and I know this is very difficult and tough for you, and I'm so sorry. But I will tell you that we are working hard to find her, and the
And
thing
I'm
is that
grateful for everybody's support.
I know you are. I know you are. And look, if we have to get on a plane and go there, that's exactly what we'll do. So, I'm just saying to him that he needs to come forward and have some conversation with me, because it will not be difficult for our team at all to go to California. We have lots
Right.
of resources there already who are already working on the case. But I will go there myself, and if need be. So okay, so McDonald's, Van Nuys, and Laurel Canyon Road. Anybody that's familiar with the area, I would really like some pictures of the parking lot and the building and everything you
Oh,
got.
I have a picture of the McDonald's.
Okay.
Somebody actually sent me a street view of that McDonald's.
Okay, from the Google Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I want somebody to go there and take pictures for me. Like, get out of the car and take pictures, so I can see where things are. And
Right.
it always gives you a better. You just got approved for his group, Albert.
Right. I think I was one of the first people added.
Really?
And I was
Just
like,
start
yeah. And
sending me
the first thing
email me every screenshot you can get.
all right.
Yeah. Albert. I want to see like everything that he's got going on over there, what his story is over there, what he's telling people over there. He said the friend left on the bus and his friend paid $225 for the bus home, but I didn't get what they did with the other dog. Well, I don't think the guy would leave without his dog, right? Like, he wouldn't leave and
Right.
leave his dog with them, so
No,
I'm
no.
interested to hear what Wade has to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Because
wow.
my biggest question is, why did he comment on the post on the 27th and tell him to have a good trip straight from Wade?
Right. I have
Makes
that.
absolutely no sense.
That was what I was referring to earlier, Vicky, when I said, I would talk to you afterwards. That was something that I have already picked up on. I look, I'm with you, Albert. I think I got a pretty good idea of what took place. I've been doing this for a while, and So I have a pretty good idea on what took place. And so, you and I, when we talk later, we'll kind of talk about that. But I'll bet you're going to be like, yep. um, and as I said, I've had other people reach out to me and share stuff with me about what um, their past dealings have been with him. And so to hear that she's not the only woman that he has taken to other states for narcotics, or um, that there's been some kind of abusive relationship, et cetera, et cetera. This isn't the first time I'm hearing of this. So people are talking, they are reaching out. Thank God. Look, I want to tell y'all something. Everybody that runs across this and sees this, from this point forward, this family's grieving. Um, they get on here and they're crying. They're visibly shaken and upset, and it's torture. It's torture for them. If you know something, anything, even the smallest little thing that you think may not matter, um, it just might, because you don't know what information we have that we can't disclose here on the live. So please, please reach out. Um, this family needs to find their baby. And, you know, you just heard Amanda's her baby sister, and she's just crying. And
She had to go.
yeah, and I'm assuming that Vernay got off of here because she just could not stop crying. And I hope
I
she made
believe that's why my mom can't join either.
yeah. And that's the big one right there. Let's talk about mom.
My mom doesn't do well with anxiety and anxiousness, and I mean, it's earth shattering.
I know. I know. And this mom is hurting so bad, y'all. Um, let's see, we got Amanda back. Amanda? Amanda. She's there somewhere, but she's got to get her. Let's see. You were in prison with him at Walla Walla. He couldn't even get out of his bunk because he's that fat. Well, I want to. Lord, I apologize for what I'm about to say, but it's the truth. I look at your sister and pictures of your sister, and I'm like, what a lovely lady.
She has a heart of gold.
She could have done way better.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I really buy the story that,
Damn it.
they were a couple. I mean, I just, but whatever, show me some proof, Kevin. Show me some proof. Um, because you're like way under her. But anyway,
Yeah,
you know,
there's no indication of it. And if you're a couple with someone, why would they not be included in your Facebook post?
right, right. And I wonder, there's part of me that's like, is this something he wanted but couldn't get? And maybe that caused an issue. Thank you, Sean. See, Sean knows. Sean knows what I'm thinking. Um, Sean has been with JC Cares for a long time. Sean Claiborne, her brother is missing. Um, after having a fight with his wife of 4 weeks. So she's someone too that has gone through the same thing,
No.
and so she's definitely someone. if you have questions or whatever that you could reach out to. She's a wonderful lady, and Jamie has been missing now for 18 months, I think, but we're
Oh my
close.
goodness.
We're close. We're so close that I can feel it, and it's aggravating. But we're gonna get it. Every second is excruciating, like she said. It is. It is. And this gal's probably not had any sleep for 18 months.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
yeah, it's not easy. And she's the if you go back and look at her case, she's the first case I put on Ace of Smiles, and uh, because Jamie went missing at the same time that Gabby Petito went missing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's how I started Ace of Smiles. But JC Cares was already underway. But I started this because of her and her brother. And I don't I don't give up. I don't go home. I don't call it a day until I bring them home in whatever capacity that is. I will stay with it until I find her. So, Kevin has no clue how dedicated I am to this. You do now, Kevin. So I'm not going away. You might as well talk to me because I'm going to be a thorn in your side until I find her. So it would probably be in your best interest to communicate with me and try to get this sorted out with me. Um, yeah, they are
Right? It's
doing a
not
really
that hard to talk.
huh?
It's not that hard to talk.
It's not. But if you're not being honest, then
Can't remember your stories
right,
and or
right.
keep them straight.
Tanya, you're down to go where? Where did Tanya go? Tanya said she's down for something.
Somebody said maybe we need to go to the parks and find Wade.
Oh, oh. I'll go. Wade will talk to me. Not long ago, he was clean. Oh, look at there. Okay, so Carl and Tanya want to go talk to Wade. Who else wants to go? Oh, with your sister. Okay. Yeah. Y'all make a trip. Make a trip. Um, Go talk to him. Record it, please. Um, you know, be my little spies in Washington, please. Y'all, that would be wonderful, and I think that would be very helpful to the family if you could do that. How far is it from where y'all are at? Hi, Mandy. Mandy Langway. It's 1 hour away. Is that something that's doable for y'all? I mean, do y'all need gas money? What can I help with? Because I would really, really, really love that if y'all could get out there and talk to him. Half an hour? Hi, Jennifer. Oh, no, Jackie is our family too. Well, bless your heart, Tanya. We can go no. I love you guys. That's amazing. That is a huge help to this family. This is one of the reasons why I wanted them on here tonight, so that everybody can understand um, how serious this is and how much suffering is going on within this family. We have a Miss
Yeah,
Jackie.
Mandy Langway said she, her aunt passed away. She just joined in. Wonder if you can get a short recap on what's going on.
Yes, Mandy. Short recap of what's going on. Yes, we are interviewing the family of Jackie Cary from Washington State, who made a trip down to Southern California, LA County, with some dude who proclaims that he was kind of her boyfriend. They were supposed to be gone for X amount of days. He said they got in a fight. She got out of the car and he left, and um, really not a whole lot of really truth. So, um, so basically, she got out of the parking lot at a McDonald's there on Laurel Canyon Road and um, Van Nuys Boulevard. And he says that he drove away and that he went back later to try to find her. She wasn't there, and he doesn't know what happened to her. And he's heartbroken, and he's trying to find her too. And everybody's picking on him, but a lot of his story doesn't make sense. So that is why it's bringing so much attention to him. Um, I mean, if it were me and I cared about this girl, I wouldn't have left. But even if I was that angry that I left, I would think like halfway home, I'd be like, I got to go back. Or even if I left and I went all the way home, and then I find out from the family nobody's heard from her, I'd be the first person heading back down to LA County, and that's just the truth. So I don't know why he's spinning this weird story he's got going on, but um we have a missing lady in California. Her name is Jackie.
That's Missy talking to her.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's Misty. Sorry, Misty. um Thank you, Mandy. Thank you very much. Charlene. Um Yes, he does. That is something very interesting that you bring up, Charlene. He talks about her in a past tense several times. There's been a lot of stuff that I have read that is really weird. Is he still in Port Angeles, Jessica? I don't know. Is he? Does anybody know?
I believe he is. I don't know. I don't know of anybody who has spotted him lately. His car was seen by a couple people in town in Port Angeles that reached out to me and sent pictures, but it wasn't him in the car.
What?
I believe it was his family was driving it.
Okay, and this is the black Chrysler 300, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a license plate for that?
I don't.
Does anybody? In any of the pictures, does it show the license plate?
No, it was just a picture through like the driver's side window of who was in it.
Okay.
Does any of them know where they live at so they might get the tag number?
Yeah, is there any way somebody can get the tag number? Anybody can drive by, take a picture of it, send it to me. On the back of his car, it says Serial Vapist.
Nancy Coon says we can get it tomorrow.
Perfect, Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. See, this is why I do this, because, y'all see this and y'all start pitching in to help, and that's what we need. We need help. Help,
Yeah.
help. What? Somebody else is missing from Boomville? Good Lord. We'll talk about that later. Right now I'm focused on this, but I do want to know about that. Across the back window is where it says that. Hi, Carly. Okay. Jennifer, the phone that she had was not turned on. So I think what she was doing was using it like when she had Wi-Fi. She would go on her social media and stuff. She would talk to her family on social media or like their stuff or put hearts on their stuff and different stuff like that. Um, this was a girl who didn't have a lot of money, and she was stuck in her addiction, and so she didn't have a lot of resources like that. But uh, we do know that the phone that she did supposedly have, which I don't believe she had, belongs to a friend of Kevin's. So I do know that. And he lives 1 block away. Ooh, perfect. We might have to get you for surveillance. Somebody hook Nancy up with surveillance. James is driving over there right now to get the plate number. Wonderful. You guys are wonderful. Wow. We've have checked out the McDonald he supposedly left her at. Maybe there is a camera to support his story. Well, exactly. That's what we're doing, and I've already been in contact with them. Of course, it's the weekend, so I won't hear anything back till tomorrow. But yes, it's LA County, folks. It's like New York. I'm in New York right now. Everywhere you go, there's a camera. Everywhere. So, if you fart on a street in LA County, they're going to know about it. So, yeah, there's cameras everywhere. And that's why I'm saying I may have at some point to have to go um, out there myself and just, be a flat foot and start looking for all the cameras and going in and looking at everybody's footage, ring cameras on people's doors, you name it, they're everywhere now. Um, Most residents in LA County have cameras on their homes, several, because it's LA. So it's not, it's not like LA is all Beverly Hills, and still in Beverly Hills they all got cameras. So LA is not a safe place to be, but there are those people that work there and they live there, and so they all got a ton of cameras and so on and so forth. Jeanette, Kevin did say they have cameras on every street. You darn right they do. And if she was there at that McDonald's, like he says, I'll know. But until I see her, I don't believe it. So let's see, what else can we do? We got people going to that one place to go talk to Wade.
James going to look at the.
And James is going to get the plates for me. Perfect. Okay. All right. What else do you think we should be telling everybody? What else do you think is important to get out there? Like, kind of let me look at kind of what I got going on here. I need to know how many crimp heads there is in that thing. Crimp heads. Okay. I'm just looking to see if I'm getting messages, and I am getting some. Okay. All right. Um, okay. So What do you think, Vicky? What haven't we covered that you think needs to be covered?
About the cell phone being tracked. I know that law enforcement was looking into that.
Okay.
When I talked to them, they were gonna try to track it or ping it. Um, and there hasn't been. I did call the LA County and I did call Santa Monica PD, but since she's already reported as a missing person in NCIC, they weren't gonna take any information. They said that Clallam County, would be getting a hold of them once they send them the report, and the detectives will talk to each other. So
Right.
they're not going to tell us all the information they have. They're not going to tell us if his story matches up or what information, because that could.
Well, yeah, they can't.
Yeah.
They can't. And I will work.
They haven't said they can't, but I just know they have to be careful with some
Right.
information they give out.
Right. And look, I'm like this. I will work as closely with law enforcement as I can, but I'm also a person that, I will push them. Time is of the essence when someone goes missing. And so we can't just wait for, whoever. Oh, look at there. There's my plates. Okay. Thank you so much, Nancy and James. You two are just wonderful. I appreciate you very, very much.
They are very appreciated and loved very much.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could get it eventually, but uh, it saves some work on my end when people help. I know, Sean, right? Thank you so much, you guys. Okay, so have the police been contacted in the city where the McDonald's is? Yes. You didn't see what, Misty? Okay. I'm trying to read, see if there's any questions we need to answer we haven't answered. The hubby, do you see any?
Shut.
Okay. All right. So, and let me just say this, so that it's on the record. It is not beyond me to get on a plane and go to where I need to go to find answers. I will. And Sean is a good person to tell you that because I spent 2 weeks down in Arkansas looking for her brother. And we did a candlelight vigil and, all kinds of stuff and had the media there. But I will do what I have to do to find her. So, no, Mandy, we're close. Gosh, we're so close. We're so close, I can feel it. It's just ridiculous. Now, in that case, that was a lot of mishandling that went on from the beginning in Jamie's case, and that's what has produced the situation we're in now. But we're close. We're a lot closer than people think. So, and we're not going to quit. So, um, until those responsible are held accountable for what they did, and I'll be standing right there in the courtroom when they are. So, anyways, all right. So, what else do we need to cover?
I think that's everything. I think we've gone over.
Okay. Where is when are you folks going to talk to Wade?
Come on. Holy macanoli.
Amanda, are you
What?
okay, Amanda?
Yeah, it's a lot.
I am.
Yes, it is.
And listen, I want to say to Jackie, your mom, Jacqueline, I'm just gonna call you mom so we know what I'm talking about. But I have a message for you. And tomorrow, Jeanette, that is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you so much. If you guys could sneak, record, whatever, that'd be great. Um, so let me talk to mom real quick for a second here. Mom, there are no words. I know there are no words that I could offer or say that is going to ease this pain that you're feeling right now. But I want you to know that I'm a finder. I'll find her. Um, I'm going to work hard on it until I find her. And I want you to know that you have my support. I'm here. If you need to talk to me, you want to talk to me, want to ask me questions or whatever you need to know, I'm here anytime. You can call me um, on my phone, and we can talk about what you want to talk about. But I am here, and I am not going to give up on your baby until I find her. And I make that promise to you and your other children that I won't give up till I find her. Okay? So, y'all, anything you need from me 24/7, I'm here. You can call me, you can send me smoke signals, whatever you want to do, and I'm here. So, okay. So, is where's our friend at? What's his name? Uh, the guy, the one I'm gonna call
Oh, Albert.
Albert. Look, you get so much stuff, so much information flying through your brain that names are just not. Thank you, Misty. Okay, Tanya, they want to go tomorrow.
I think somebody said 3:30.
3:30. 3:30 tomorrow, Tanya. Look at this. Isn't this wonderful, Vicky?
Yeah.
It is
It's been
amazing.
amazing. I mean, I can't express how grateful we are for the amount of coverage and how much this has spread. We have other organizations, that have helped and just spread her face and the missing flyer and been overflowing with resources and helping us out to navigate this because who really knows how to handle this kind of thing.
Right. Right. And I that's something that I can't relate to because I've not had a sibling missing. But I will say that you know, my friend Sean, she's somebody who is going through the same thing. Y'all can reach out to her anytime in here and talk to her. She's just a wonderful lady, and she's another one that I am completely committed to finding Jamie, and and we will have closure in that case. Um, so okay, so I've already got the plates, food stamps. Okay, who can we have tomorrow? Who is available to get on the phone with the food stamp place and find out if she's used her card?
I mean, I can call them.
Okay. Um, and is she in NamUs now?
Uh, I have to check. It was pending.
Okay, I'll look and see.
Okay,
I have an account.
but
But
she's submitted and pending. So if it hasn't been approved, it's pending.
Well, what you could do is offer that up if they, give you any grief about, sharing that information with you. You could
Okay.
offer that up and say she's currently missing. We're trying to find out if she's been using her benefits at all.
Mhm.
Um, and that's all we want to know is, you don't have to give us the exact information. You can just tell us, has she used it
Yeah.
from this point on? And if so, where?
Yeah.
And they should be able to tell you that.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay, and then I'm gonna check. So you guys are going to talk to Wade. Who are we calling? Hi, Carly. Uh, oh, okay, they're calling. They got their own conversation over there going. I'm like, huh? Um, okay, Misty. Oh, see, Sean said you can definitely reach out to her. She's learned a lot in the last 16 months, and she really has. Um, you know, it's a learning process of all the different things you can do and don't do, and um, who to trust, who not to trust. Be very careful about that, okay? Um, People will reach out to you, especially on social media, claiming that they're going to, do this or do that. And really, they're just doing it for social media purposes. Be careful of that. Be careful of private detectives who reach out to you. Um, Always run that by me first, please, because a lot of them are just basically not. That's not fair. Let me rephrase that, because I have a lot of private detective friends that I adore. So there are some private detectives out there who basically are like bounty hunters. They're just doing it for a reward. So, and that's not the kind of thing you want to deal with right now. Okay. So let us deal with it for you. That's all I'm saying. Um, and then, any other thing, that you're not sure about or whatever, just ask me first, and we'll try to go from there. I know that uh, Sean's had some experiences with different things that have been like, holy crap, you know, this is crazy. So, um, but she's been pretty good at uh, weeding through it all and getting to where she's gotten. Now you guys have another organization who's working on it as well.
Well, no, just like Facebook groups that help, like missing people in America. Um
Perfect.
that kind of have widespread to get her face out there because I just want somebody to see her face. She was on King 5 News, which is big. I mean,
Right.
I know it's a short clip, but even to have it going for 3 days and have her face be on the news like is huge.
Right. Right.
Like it's hard to see for sure, but
Right.
like
And I'm
for
pretty
that
sure
much.
she's been on in LA too, because I've sent out a bunch of press releases down
Yeah.
there. So we need to look at that. Um, Jeanette, I can call my boss and look, they're going to go in late to work. They want to track this guy down. Look, I got little detectives on my hands now. Um, Wonderful. I love it. I just love it. Because look, uh, you know, not every case do you have this kind of uh, interaction where people are like, we'll go do it for you. So that's amazing.
She's very loved and very cared about. Like
Well, that just goes to
she's a
show you.
wonderful person.
Right, right. And
And I'm saying she is a wonderful person.
that's right. She is. So, and we're going to find her. So don't you worry, okay? All right. So we'll let you get off of here, let you
Okay.
guys relax. All of those who have volunteered to do some stuff for me, please. Everybody, please make sure you're following the page, first of all. follow the page. That way I can see things, and I get notified when you message me or tell me something. Is my buddy on here still? Where'd he go?
Albert.
Yeah. Albert, are you here? I'm pretty sure he messaged me, but just in case. And please, everybody up there in Washington, or, actually everybody, but even more so, everybody up there in Washington, share this out to everyone you can, because we want it to get around quickly. So share it out to every single person that you can. Okay, those guys are just making plans. What else can I help you with, Vicky? Is there anything else you can think of that I can help you with right now?
With what? Not that I can think of. I mean, we have been working on the surveillance. We're trying to get help from him, which he's not. He will answer other things right away, but we're trying to get exact times for when things occurred. So if we do get surveillance, we know a time frame instead of looking at 24 hours of footage, or
Right,
that would be
right.
helpful. But
Sure.
it's also, if we're able to, if it's verified and that was the last known location, I'll go there. But also, I've been told that that's a very dangerous area.
It is.
There's been
It's
plenty of
very
people
good.
that reached out and said that is a highly dangerous area. So to leave a young female by herself, who is small, by herself, and just say, like, I think she'll be okay. She said she's fine. In
Yeah.
an area by herself doesn't make sense to me either.
Laurel
But
Canyon Road is infamous for, well, we'll just leave it at that. It's a bad area.
you told me
Yeah, we'll just leave it
on the
at that.
phone.
Yeah. So, okay, where is Vernay?
She came out because she's at work.
Okay.
She's working.
Is it possible, or does she have the time to go there with a buddy or somebody?
She's already mentioned that.
Okay.
And we just said, like, that's something that you need to be careful about too, because we were told that's a very scary area.
Well, as long as she has a buddy, I'm okay. I
Yeah,
just want her to go
definitely.
there and put up some flyers.
Yeah.
We can get the flyers over to her, and take pictures of the McDonald's from every angle that she can.
Oh, she definitely would. She's been, like, we've been trying to tell her to, like, just think about something first. Just think a little bit. Have a plan.
Yeah.
She's ready to go. She's raring and ready to go.
Okay.
To do anything.
All right, that's perfect. Have her contact me that way, or maybe she's still watching. I don't know.
Okay.
But have her contact me so that we can organize that. We need to get a bunch of flyers up in that vicinity, and also have as much pictures as I can get,
Mhm.
and then we'll kind of go from here, and then we'll decide what we're going to do as far as big moves once we hear back about Wade and a few other things. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
I have
discuss
no
that.
problem meeting up and going wherever we need to, Flyers, banners, shirts. I'll do anything to get some answers.
And look, I have a heat press. So, if people want to donate to the fund, we can buy shirts and make t-shirts for everybody. Whatever they want, whatever you want to do. So I have a heat press for that now. When we did Sean's, we didn't have a heat press. We had to buy iron-on things, and we were ironing them on wrong in a hotel room for a couple of days. Then we finally figured it out. Does the family have their own Facebook missing page? Great question, Sean.
I do not think any of us. I think we joined one that was made, so we will work on making our own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can use this one. It's fine with me. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Whatever. I know you guys are yeah. Whatever you want to do. I know that Sean does. Uh, she has one for Jamie. She has a couple for Jamie. Um, and I know that she has gotten lots of tips on her page, and I've gotten lots of tips on mine.
Mm-hmm.
So it won't hurt, but you got to pay attention to it. And I know that y'all are just overwhelmed right now. So it's up to you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if you want to do one, but you got to have someone who's dedicated to, watching it all day, and making sure that
Right.
you're checking it and posting stuff. Otherwise, nothing ever happens with it. So, but Sean is like OCD, and so she's on flying just as much as me, if not more. I mean, looking. I mean, that's how it goes. So, is he okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what else? Anything else you guys can think of? Does mom need anything? Mom, if you need anything, you can text the girls and have the girls let me know. I'll be
Okay.
happy to help with whatever I can. Um, put on up at my place. Okay, I gotcha. All right, all right, all right. Okay, okay. So we'll go ahead and end this live
Okay.
and let you guys get off of here and kind of get your bearings a little bit from this. Okay, unless you
Mm-hmm.
have anything else. Anybody else have any questions you want to ask the family while I have them on here? Uh, okay, it looks like I think that we're probably good, Vicky. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
you are welcome. I've already been looking into a lot of stuff, and if you hear from my assistant Misty Franklin, the one who just said she's praying for you all, she's my
Mm-hmm.
assistant. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys see something from her, she's reaching out to you for some reason. She's looking
Okay.
something up or whatever. Okay.
Okay.
Um. Oh, you're so strong, Vic. I love you. Oh, that's so
No,
sweet.
don't tell me I'm strong, because then I'm not.
Oh, you have this connection with your sister that none of us can understand because you're a twin. You're a twin. And
Right.
so, you are strong. You're strong enough that even though you're upset and you're crying, that you're doing this. You've just sat through 2 hours and 40 minutes of talking about this and answering questions and, going over every little detail. And I think that's pretty strong in my eyes.
It's just very scary.
I know. I know. I know. That's why I do it. Because if I can find one person, then I've made a difference, right? So,
And just answers,
right,
like any type of answers.
right. We'll get them.
So thank you.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. I don't want to say it's my pleasure because it's not. Um, but I do this for a reason, and that whole reason is on the website. If you go to the website and read about it, you'll see why I do it. My whole family uh, volunteers for the organization. And then I have, people all across the country who volunteer and help out. And now I have Misty, and I needed her because we're just getting so. I didn't even know how many missing people there were until I got into this, and it's crazy, y'all. So, but we're gonna find her, okay?
All
So
right.
I'm
Yeah.
certain of that. All right. All right. So you have a decent night and try to relax. I know it's easier said than done, but try, okay?
Okay.
And I will talk to you in the morning because I'll be up bright and early, raring to go tomorrow morning in
Okay.
contact with McDonald's and stuff, okay?
Okay.
All right. So
Thank you.
good night. Thank you. Have a good night. Okay, everybody. So, um, there we go. This is the first time that I've had so many people like rise to the occasion, and I feel so um, good about that. I am so thankful that all these people are rising to the occasion for Jackie. Jackie, if you're out there, your family loves you. Uh, we're coming for you, and we'll get you back home where you belong, and back home to your mom and your sisters, and everything will be okay. And we'll find you. Um, all right, everybody, we're gonna go ahead and close this out for the night. Thank you so much. Please share this out to everybody you can share it to, especially everybody up in Washington. Share it to everyone, okay? Thank you so much for being here with us. Um, thank you to Jackie's family for letting us look inside, what's happening with their family right now. It's very difficult to do that. But I am positive that we are going to find her. So, all right, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Remember to always be kind to each other. Um, you never know what's working in everybody's life. And, case in point, you just don't know. Remember to always smile because it's contagious. And us at Ace of Smiles, we love you. We love you very much. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye bye.